We're doing a totally different episode this week. Bill, the gentleman that I'm building the Fitty Fitty for, is actually coming into town. He's gonna get to drive his car, we're gonna hang out together, and I'm gonna give you a glimpse into our relationship as we build the car for Bill. It's a really unique situation. Like, subscribe, follow along. If you want one of these, you can always reach out to me. You know, you can be this guy too. Well, you're not gonna be as cool as Bill. That's not happening. Man, is this a cool car. Wait till you see what I'm gonna do to it. It ain't even fast yet, baby. Hi, my name's Harry, and me and Bill have a problem.
Hey.
Problem is we like the same stuff a lot.
We have a problem here.
Uh-huh. So tell me, where are you from?
From Colorado Springs. Been there since 1970. So military brat. My dad was in the Air Force. We moved 9 times in 8 years.
So Bill was my first person to put his faith in me to build him one of the Chevelles. You know, we were getting started. Right. We had gotten some of the information out there. You found it on the web, right?
Right. I found it on the internet.
You know, and you did not know me at all.
I didn't know Harry in the beginning, that's
right?
for sure.
Exactly.
Right. That's too bad that I know him now, though.
I was asking him because, you know, he's had cars I've never had. You've had, you know, the really new style Corvettes. You have a Maserati right now.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And I'm asking him, like, how does it, you know, like, where do you put the drivability and the handling, and, you know, because we've got, it looks old, right?
Right.
Obviously it doesn't drive like it's old.
No, it doesn't drive like it's old.
You know,
not at all.
We went around the outside of the building yesterday in my car. Now, I haven't beat on his car that much, and I told him I will be happy to do it if he wants me to do it. However, we took that thing at over 40 miles an hour flying around that back corner, and he looks at me and he had the smile on his face that you couldn't wipe off.
Right.
He's like, wow. I mean, it does not feel like a Chevelle.
No, the older cars, you really had to work at try to keep them on the road when you're doing that kind of stuff, going around corners that fast, and because of the sway, and that they weren't stable at all when you're doing that kind of stuff. Going in a straight line, they're always great, but going around corners and stuff. But the way these cars handle, my car handles, the way his handles, I'm telling you, it is incredible.
My vision is to build these cars differently than anybody else, because the problem is a lot of times when people build a car, the usability, the drivability, the runability, the reliability the car doesn't have the ability.
Right.
Whereas you love cars.
Love
obviously.
cars. But the cars that I have that are my passion, so to speak, that I've had a lot of, 69s and 70s. No Fords, all GM.
Okay.
A few other exotic cars, but pretty much I'm a GM guy. So
your first car was?
First car was a 1969 Cutlass Supreme.
Is that the light blue one that you totaled?
Powder blue with white vinyl top, white seats.
When you were telling me that story,
right?
When I was a boy, my third car was a 1973 Monte Carlo, powder blue, with a white half top on it.
Right.
And a lady pulled in an intersection, and I totaled my car.
Right.
We both realized after we met each other, talked to each other, that we're both believers.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a big. You know, I didn't know you did not disclose that to me until we were about 80% done. I mean, I always knew you were kind and you were intelligent.
Right.
And you spoke well. I mean, I had a lot of respect for you because of the way you would carry yourself. But we never really talked about the believer piece. In fact, you shocked me when you said you had a friend of yours that had passed away.
Right.
And that was a conversation maybe about 3 months ago. Remember when you told me that?
Yeah, right.
And you told me that the guy actually passed away, but he became a believer.
Became a believer before he died, yes.
And that was where I went with Bill. I'm like, wait, what? You know?
Right.
Where we connected on a whole different level.
Sure.
And you know, because I do believe that, you know, God's real. I believe that Jesus Christ actually died for our sins. I believe that, you know, having a relationship with Jesus is my number one thing I want to do. I fail on all kinds of levels. I'm not that holier than thou believer. Anybody that really knows me, they know this to be true, right?
We all fail,
Right.
But you know, it's great that we have something that we can fall back on.
Absolutely.
You know,
and a basis for truth.
Absolutely.
A basis for what we believe.
Absolutely.
You know,
Right.
I started with saying, you put your faith in me.
Right.
After talking to me about, I remember he calls me up and he's like, Harry, okay, I'm about to hit click to send money. You remember that?
I remember that. It was yesterday.
He puts the phone right next to the keyboard and goes, click.
I've always wanted a 1970 Chevelle.
Okay.
I had a 69, and we did a lot of stuff. I had a 70 El Camino SS with a 454 in it. So I've had those cars, but I've never had a 1970 Chevelle. It was always the car that I said, when I grow up, I'm going to get one of those cars.
You mean it might be official you're growing up?
Yeah, no, I'm not growing up.
Okay.
But I got the car. I don't know how. But when I said that's what I want. If I want a car, that's what I want for my hot rod. My last one that I had, which was a classic car, was a 69 C28 Camaro.
Yeah, you told me about that last night when we were having dinner.
Yeah, it was Hugger orange with white stripes.
And a Z28 with houndstooth.
Houndstooth interior.
That's great. And a 4-speed.
4-speed, yeah.
And it had the traction
control in the back, the de-icers in the back.
Which was really just wheels. A way for them to put these like tanks in the back, and it would squirt like de-icing fluid, they'd call it. Yeah, but it was for doing burnouts and getting sticky, right?
Yeah, well, but basically what they did was they changed it out and put those down so they could smoke the tires. It didn't come on very many cars back in that day, but I don't think it lasted as an option for GM for very long.
I don't think so either. I've only seen it at like some swap meets. You see some empty cans. Yeah. You never see the whole system.
Yeah, right.
You just see the cans. Wasn't there a switch underneath
right underneath the steering column? And right in the middle of the steering column, there was a vacuum switch. And you push that button, and that's what
fired the aerosol.
Fired the aerosols onto the back of the tire. But anyway, so I was looking, and I've been looking for Chevelles for a long time. Been on the internet. I'm looking to try to find, and my criteria for it was not to get a all numbers matching, fully 100% restored Chevelle. I mean, that wasn't what I was looking for. And what I wanted was something that I could drive every day, that I could just enjoy, and drive like it was a 1970 Chevelle. At the end of the day, I want one of those. So I was looking, trying to find, and I found a couple guys that would redo some of the 70 Chevelles, not put them back original, but put a new motor in them, put new technology into it, and that kind of stuff. So you have a more reliable car, if you want to say. I'd already had one picked out. I'd already kind of decided I was going to buy it. I'd already talked to the guy that was working on it, and we all agreed and I was going to do this. And then I'm looking on the internet, just trying to make sure I didn't have buyer's remorse on, spending that kind of money on a car. And it came across this ad. Saw this crazy guy just doing donuts in the parking lot in his Chevelle, and I said, I gotta look at this. So I went into it. I went down. I dove down a little bit deeper, and I saw the deal, and said, I'll build you your Chevelle. This is the way I'll do it. And I said, I've got to investigate a little bit more. So I looked through the ad and looked through the things, and I just picked up the phone and called Harry. I said, hey, and we had a conversation about, what you were doing and what was going on. And at the time, I did not know I was the first customer. I did not know that. But
I think I told you before you hit click.
No, I don't.
The number one. I told you it was number two.
Number two. I did
mine
find
was
out
the number one.
Two. Right. So I said, okay.
A relationship built on lies.
No, there was no lie. But anyway, because he told me to. I wasn't doing it.
I did.
He told me to look him up, and so I looked him up, and I just had a good feeling when I was talking to Harry on the phone. Hadn't met him, but just in our conversation and the things that we were doing and talk about, and then I talked to Harry and I looked at his stuff that he was doing, and he said, I said, I'm really thinking maybe, tuxedo black with white stripes, and he goes, well, okay, but I've got this Hugger orange Chevelle. I said, what? Because my boat that I had at the time was Hugger orange with white stripes and white interior and orange trim. We call it the Fitty Fitty. I just said, I could do Hugger orange. We're going to change it a little bit. We had to put a white top on it, put white stripes on it because it had black stripes on it at the time. And so we changed it a little bit.
And a white interior.
And put white interior in it and did exactly what we wanted and got it to exactly the way I wanted the car. And I'm here this weekend to drive it, which was incredible.
Huh.
To watch Harry drive his car, which was more than incredible. And you know, luckily neither one of us got a ticket while we were out here chasing around in town. To be quiet about that.
Naughty.
But anyway, it was great. So far, my experience, you know, coming learning about Studio Hotrods, meeting Harry, looking at the quality of the work that they've done, enjoying the drive of my new Chevelle. It's just been great. It's been fantastic.
Thank you. Well, we got to go to dinner last night, and actually, Bill got to drive the car home. I've got a little rental Airbnb house locally that, you know, I was happy to be able to host him at. We stuck some ice cream in the fridge. You know, some of the, you know, what is that called again?
The creamsicle.
Yeah, creamsicle.
It's orange sherbet and vanilla ice cream.
Yeah. I did take it on a 500-mile test drive. Yeah, well, my goal is I want the car to be solid for you. You know, my passion is you've entrusted me.
Yep.
You've entrusted me. That's a big deal.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's a big deal. Yeah. I remember you asked me, well, how are we going to deal with the warranty? I said, well, my name's on it.
Right.
I'm going to take care of you.
Sure.
And honestly, it wasn't about what was in writing. It was about the relationship between you and I.
Right.
What a beautiful car. Beautiful car.
Yesterday, we got to lay out his emblems together.
Yeah,
We
right.
got to lay some of the things that are like the details inside the car. That's why I wanted to come and drive the car. You know what I mean? And have a chance to, you know, he put off his knee surgery to come and drive his car.
Yeah.
Which your wife probably not real happy
Yeah,
about.
well, hey, but yeah, I was supposed to have a left knee replacement on August the 30th, but I put off my knee replacement surgery so that I could come out here and drive the car and do all the stuff that we're doing here.
And we can pick apart little things. You know, we have a little punch list left.
All in all, though, that for building a car from ground up to the body being put back on the chassis, and everything underneath the body is brand new. I can't imagine that we have just 10 things on a punch list that we have to look at.
No, it's good.
It's good.
The plan is hit the punch list. Yeah. I want to put another 250 miles on the car personally.
Right.
God willing, you know, that I don't run into any other things that give me any issues.
Right.
Which I'm very confident it won't. However, I just feel good to get it over that 1,000-mile click.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll just feel better about it. Takes it off the warranty. You know, now it's only 35,000.
Yeah, right. That's okay. I don't have any questions or any worried about warranty or anything else. I feel very, very comfortable with you, Harry, and your people.
Thank you.
That we have around here, and Murph behind the camera, and
I know.
all these other guys. I think, you know, this is just a great place.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
I'm just happy to be part of the family.
I really know we'll be friends for life.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's like there's people you meet in your life.
Yeah.
You know, and seriously, I really am so grateful for you to trust me to build you that car.
Yeah, glad that I found you, and I got to see this crazy guy driving around doing donuts in the parking lot with a '69 Chevelle. And I go, okay, I got to be a part of this one.
Now, if the next dad has yours doing donuts, you're okay with that?
I'm fine. Yeah.
No, I won't do it.
Just got to replace the tire.
I know, right? No, I'll go burn my tires off.
Okay.
Well, thank you, sir.
Harry, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yeah, you bet.
Man, I am having so much fun. I can't believe I'm finally to a stage where I'm getting the details done on the car. And then the car's going to leave, and I'm going to be like, oh, dang it. I wanted that car to stick around. I always hate it when the cars leave, but this is really cool. So these are going on the valve covers or the engine covers, right? This goes below the SS badge on the side. This is the forced induction. I call it forced induction because we're bringing cold air under the bumper. If you guys have been watching our YouTube channel, you know what I'm talking about, forced induction. It's not boost. It's not a turbo or a supercharger. But when you're running down the road, that forced air is getting put right up into your intake. That's cool. Forced induction. You've seen it here first, kids. We're going to have Brian go ahead and just start laying some clear over this. I got to see how the plastic and the printed parts react to the clear. I want to see the overall look. So these are just prototypes. When I lock that in, then I'll go ahead and do the final versions. But we'll see. I hope he doesn't. I told him, be careful. Don't blow these out of here. See? Like that. So you got to go real easy in the beginning. Cool, huh? Let's go take a look at the car and see where it's at. I'm getting it ready to ship because she's going to leave. As you can see, we're kind of in triage mode as we're working in the showroom to get this thing buttoned up. I have my audio guy out today. I made some fine adjustments on that. Now we're installing the bypass for the exhaust to make it so it's loud and quiet and loud. And then we installed these cool rock lights. You guys know what rock lights are? They use them in four-wheel drive things. You see them up under the body and in different types of scenarios. They call them rock lights. But anyways, I mounted them totally flush. So if you look from this angle, you can't see the lights, but they shine right down. They come right out of here. Isn't that gorgeous? So the whole idea is, watch this. It's on a tilt switch. Boom, boom. She's dark. Now watch. Dude, it's the details. I'll show you the whole thing together, but I just want to kind of catch up where we're at and try and get this thing finished off. So this week has been going really good with Bill coming out. I got to actually make 3D print and make and build all the badging he wanted. We got the 495 horsepower on the side. We got the forced induction, because we do have forced induction when it's driving down the road, because it's got a scoop below it, as you know, right? Let me show you the crown jewel of what I really enjoy about this car. It's just, So we got the engine covers all painted up in just the way I wanted to do it. We custom made the Chevelle brand, you know. Oh, I spelled Chevelle wrong. No, not really. Anyways, isn't it gorgeous? It's just the final touches on it, between the printed materials and the paint work we did on it, and even got the bougie blue light inside the car. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy with the way this car is turning out. It's going to be leaving here real quick. So basically, we just got to get this to detail. It's got to all be cleaned up and perfect. Bill has got a beautiful new garage that his Maserati's in, another cool car. This will be the crown center jewel of that. And I've been really blessed to meet Bill, spend time with him, and get to build this car for him. Speaking about being blessed, let's hop over to the Bible, my favorite part of the week. Let me share the good news. That's what it's called, the good news. Let's go. I ever tell you how much I love being creative and making cool stuff for the cars, running the printers? We're having so much fun with this stuff. I gotta tell you, even better than that, I like sharing stuff out of the Bible. The Bible, for me, is like the beginning and the end. The beginning is Genesis, how the world was made. The end is Revelation, how it ends. It's the only book on the whole planet. It's the most popular book on the planet, by the way. And it is the only book that actually tells that whole thing. It has prophecy, all kinds of cool stuff. Lots of times I'll go to the Bible and just look for knowledge. You know, we get caught up in ourselves, and Lord knows I have been caught up in chasing money and, you know, different periods of my life. It's so funny. This verse I'm going to read to you is out of Timothy. It's 1 Timothy 6:6. Mark of the beast. No, 6:6. There it is. But godliness with contentment is great gain. You know, just being content with ourselves, you know, you're not angry, frustrated. People that get hot-tempered real fast probably don't have a lot of peace. But anyways, but godliness with contentment is great gain. For we were brought into the world with nothing, and we could take nothing out of it. Always makes me think about, I was born naked, crying, you know, like all of us were. And nobody's getting out of here alive. Anyways, and we could take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that. People who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap into many foolish, harmful desires that plunge themselves into ruin and destruction. Remember that, ruin, destruction. That's good stuff. Anyways, for the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. People eager for money have wandered from the faith and have pierced themselves with many griefs. A lot of people say money is the root of all evil. Well, Satan doesn't really care about money. Evil is not money. Money's not evil, but the kinds of evil. When I talk about kinds of evil, what it said there was, for the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. When I talk about kinds of evil, people doing bad stuff, lying, cheating, stealing, murdering, pedophiles, those are evil. Those are evil. Those are kinds of evil. Satan's the ultimate evil dude. But anyways, let me bring clarity to you. I love the Word of God. I want to encourage you guys to find yourself a Bible, get a Bible, read the Bible a little bit. There's great wisdom, great knowledge, and the result of that is peace. Remember, everything you have, God gave you. The breath in your lungs, you're here because God exists, not for any other reason. I can give you chapter and verse on that. We'll talk about it later. Anyways, I love the cars. I love building what we're building, love doing what we're doing. But I also love the Bible. And I've been studying for like 6 years, maybe. My life was crazy before then. Oh, I chased after the money. Trust me, I was there. Anyways, see you next week. Like, subscribe, follow along. And let's see what we're going to do next week. It's going to be fun. Peace out.